Happy Black Friday, everyone. Don't get trampled. Welcome to the Black Friday edition of the Witty Hour. It's not really an hour. My name is Brandon Witt, and you are turning in to a desperately self-serving infomercial where I convince you to buy The Shattered Door, Submerging Inferno, preferably Rising Frenzy. Books that are so good, you don't need Friday sales to buy them. Although, for today and tomorrow only, they're 30% off at Dreamspinner Press. Just thought I'd throw that out there. So, welcome again. I'm glad you're here. Fasten your seatbelts. There is a lot in store today. Oh, lucky you. With today being the Black Friday edition of the Witty Hour, that would imply that yesterday was Thanksgiving. And indeed it was, because I ate and ate and ate. My favorite part of Thanksgiving dinner is the stuffing, and potatoes, and noodles, and anything with a carb. I'm all about it. My dad's favorite part is the turkey. He loves the turkey. I'm okay with it, but to me it's just a vehicle for more carbs. You may be wondering why I have a tin wind-up turkey. I don't know either. I'm sure you do somewhere. Just look under your couch cushions or something. But, side note, before we get into learning about Brandon Witt, because there is a tie-in here, I know you're excited, I just have to point out something about the Pilgrims that is a little, well, a secret in your face, if you will. They say they left England for religious freedom, but really, then they arrive in the New World, kill some Native Americans, well, before that, have a big feast with turkeys, and they stuff things in that big bird's crevice. Not Big Bird's crevice. Hello, NPR. Get a hold of that. No, into the turkey's crevice. Who comes up with that? Yeah, you weren't escaping for religious reasons. You were chased out of England for a whole nother thing. Sick. But anyway, my tie-in, he's going to sit right there, is that as a kid growing up in Missouri, I used to raise all things fowl. Turkeys, pheasants, doves, pigeons, chickens. My favorite were the chickens. I used to raise show chickens. What's a show chicken? It is a cute, beautiful little chicken that is fluffy with lots of feathers, and you can take them to shows. You've probably heard of dog shows and horse shows and all that stuff, where the prettiest get judged and the most perfect. Yeah, they have those for chickens too. I didn't take mine to that. I don't need that affirmation. I am not an attention whore. I don't need, your approval. Despite the webcam. I don't. But that's my tie-in. I didn't enjoy raising the turkeys so much, but the chickens, loved them. Was obsessed. When my chickens would have or lay eggs and they were going to be little babies, I would get each egg and write the name of a friend. This one would be Aaron. This one would be Bethany. This one would be Tiffany. And then I would see which one would hatch first. It's pretty great. The weird thing is that every time I tell this story, people then are like, so did you eat your chickens? No, I did not eat my chickens that I named after my best friends. What is wrong with you? Do you eat your dog? I just spit on you. That's the passion that I feel about eating your chickens. Don't eat your chickens. No, we did not kill my chickens. Actually, that's not true. Dad did kill my chickens. Only the mean roosters. You have not lived until you've had a rooster mad at you. They have these big spurs, like these big hooks that come out of their feet, and they fly up and try to rip out your eyes. Like, I'm not even making that up. They really do. And once you get a mean rooster, it doesn't stop. It just keeps going. So when that would happen and they would start chasing me or my little brother, it didn't happen to him very much. He's maybe not as antagonistic. I don't know, and I also know why I keep spitting. But anyway, apparently they just didn't like me as much. But as soon as that would happen, Dad would have to kill them. And the way he did that was put them in a plastic bag and put them on the exhaust of a car. It was a lot less bloody. And less cruel, actually, than chopping their head off and then blood going everywhere. But let me tell you, you have not lived until you have an angry cock flying at your face. Oh, yeah, I went there. Hello, I'm Artie Fry. Welcome to the new and improved Meanie Say What I will be your new host. The producers of the Witty Hour felt like the author of those novels, well, and they're not wrong, is just a bitter old queen, and came off spiteful and petty, because he is. They brought in someone with class from over the pond, and I have to tell you, on my way in, I ran into the author, Brandon Witt, out in the back alley, behind the studio. He was slitting his wrist because he got another bad review. It's ridiculous, pathetic. But what do you expect from a poof, really? Horrible. Today's negative review comes from Miss J from Goodreads, who rated Submerging Inferno 2 stars. She says, "It started out good, but then the characters' voices started to blend together and sound the same. The dialogue got sappy in the second half, to the point I started skimming. No happily ever after for this one. Instead, we're left hanging. In order to buy the next one in the series, I'm curious as to how the story progresses, but I'm not sure if I'll buy the next one or not. But let me help you out, Miss J. If you don't like the first book, you don't buy the second one. It's that simple. However, your review got me curious. Let's take a look to a random page, shall we?" A random pre-marked page. Seriously, the producers of the show are buffoons. The sheets had been ripped off her bed, which sat in an angle in the far corner of the room. Her dresser and chest of drawers were both turned over, and the closet doors were ripped off, and the clothes were scattered all over the room. It sounds like an evening with the missus. Ethel can be quite the vixen, let me tell you, I promise. Oh. Blood covered everything. Oh, no, Ethel doesn't get into blood. I've asked. She says no. No blood. The bed seemed to be the source, all of it splattered out from there, streaking the walls in such a way that it looked like a child had used red finger paint to smear the rays of the sun. Splatters of blood plastered every surface, dotting the overturned furniture, pooling on the hardwood floor, and soaking into the fallen clothes. Thick. Thank you for joining me for this episode of Meanie Say What. Until next time, this is Artie Fry. Because I'm already not telling you what to do enough, I thought I'd add another little section, not every time, but every once in a while, where I let you know about another book that I think you should really purchase. Not one of mine, but when there's a really astounding book, I want you to know. Today's is Into This River I Drowned by T.J. Klune. I just finished it a couple days ago. This was one of my favorite covers I've ever seen. But two, and most importantly, it is some of the most beautifully written words I've ever read. It's about a man who is, in some ways, obsessed with the death of his father and dealing with that grief, dealing with how to move on, where God is in all of this. It's set in a small town. I related to that part as well. I don't have the words to tell you how gorgeous this book is, and how important I think it is, actually. If anyone has been through a death and been through the loss, especially when you have faith in God, it really touches that. I'm going to quit overselling it. Not that I think I can. It's in my top 5 books I've ever read. So anyway, even if you don't read a Brandon Witt book, take a moment and buy Into This River I Drowned. It is beautiful. It will touch you. You will cry in good and hard ways. You'll be truly better for it. Check it out. For today's portion of community service, with the ever goal being of creating world peace and solving world hunger, I give back to you. You may have heard of a little thing called Nair. It's not something I ever thought I would use until I got my sleeve. And being the hairy ape of a man that I am, my mermaid was covered in a big bushel of blonde fur. It was disgusting. So, Nair. You may think that you need to shave, and I did that for a while, but then the poor girl kept getting nicks all over her face, and that's not attractive. So, here is how one nairs. Buy the Nair. Then, open bottle, make sure your arms are dry and clean. Get a liberal amount of Nair and lather it on. You don't want to rub it in. That is not good for your skin. You want to make sure that you're getting everything. The first couple times I forgot about my fingers. That's gross. You don't want hairy fingers and knuckles and smooth, beautiful arms. It's disgusting. I tend to do one arm at a time. Even though you don't have a sleeve on both arms, you don't want one hairy arm and one smooth arm either. That's kind of weird. But you lather around. You make sure you have everything covered. Again, don't forget parts that you can't see, because it's not attractive to have blotches of hair. So a smooth layer, not too overly thick, but there you go. That's about what it should look like. Then you set your timer for 6 minutes. With your timer set for 6 minutes, you need to rinse off this hand. Otherwise, you're going to be on fire and it will hurt. Trust me. So, cleanliness next to godliness or something. And then you wait for 6 minutes. It is up to you what you want to do during that 6 minutes. You may meditate on the meaning of life. I love cheese. You can play games on your phone. I love this mermaid game. You may read your favorite gay publication. Out 100. I'm not in here. No mention of the author Brandon Witt. Artie Fry, of course. Bastard. May I suggest you read a book. 6 minutes, you can work through several pages. He's gay. Chances are that you'll be more like me, and you kind of use that 6 minutes to go, wow, my life has become this. 6 minutes of nairing my arms. Who am I? When your 6 minutes are over, now comes the fun part. Grab a dry, clean towel and your arm. Hopefully your arm is already there. And you wipe. Not vigorously, but put a lot of pressure. You want the hair to come off. So you go scraping down. Perfect. See how smooth and beautiful that is? And on here, you'll have a nasty mott of gross stuff and hair. It's disgusting. But you just keep going, swiping. When it gets too much, go to another part of the towel and move up. Go against the grain. It helps rip it off a little more. Get in between those knuckles, boys and girls. It's okay if you have hairy knuckles. God made us all. And there, you are hair-free. Smooth, beautiful. You can show off your tattoos, your moles, your scars, whatever it is you're wanting to show off. Then very quickly, rinse it off with soap. I didn't do that once. It still continues to burn. Excuse me. You can't watch me wash, sicko. So let's review, because you still have another arm. First step, buy Nair. Second step, have arm. That probably should be the first step, actually. Third step, get liberal portion of Nair, rub onto dry, clean arm. Once thoroughly coated, step 4, I think we're on step 4, is rinse this hand, otherwise, ouchie pouchy. Step 5 is setting your timer for 6 minutes. Once your timer's gone off, step 6, so get a clean, dry towel, get a new one. It's not going to hurt you to do 2 more towels in your laundry. And not scrub, but wipe with firm pressure against the grain to take hair off. Again, smooth, pretty. Step 7, now that you're completely smooth on your other arm, not your new arm, is to rinse it off. Do that quickly. After you've rinsed the Nair off your arms, as you can see, the shower fought back this time, get some lotion. Any brand. This brand is not promoting or sponsoring today, so screw you. Apply it to your arms. They just went through a lot of poison that you just shoved into their poor little pores. So be nice, show them a little love, and lotion it up. Don't forget, for all of you, when you're out in the sun, put on sunblock, especially if you are tattoo owners, because they will fade. There's your portion of community service. You are now hair-free, a better person, and some child in a third world country can now eat because of you. Ha! Let's laugh at starvation. Thank you for joining us for this Black Friday episode of the Witty Hour. We enjoyed having you here. Hopefully you now know how to get Frenched by a dog. Sick. Hopefully you know how to nair your arms and be smooth and beautiful and hairless just the way God made you. Alright, see you later. Anyway, have a great week. Be safe. Hopefully you made it through the sales and didn't get trampled. We love you. Bye.